Hola YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Darieny, and if you're new here, bienvenidos. First things first, happy new year. And I know we are towards the end of January, but this is my first time talking to you guys through my YouTube, so happy new year, and I hope that everyone is staying safe. Today's video, I just want to take a moment to reflect on 2020 and also talk about or manifest my 2021 goals. And you guys gonna see me looking down a lot because I have my list here with me. I decided to write them down instead of sharing my vision board because I feel like my vision board is for me and a lot of people might not be able to understand it. So I decided to just write the goals and discuss them a little bit. So with that being said, let's get started because I know I can talk a bit or a lot. I know that 2020 was a very difficult year for a lot of us. I can literally remember celebrating my birthday in February and Valentine's Day, and then COVID happened. And I am not sure if COVID affected some of the goals that you might have, but it definitely affected a lot of the goals that I had in mind that I wanted to accomplish. I know that when they shut down New York City, I thought that I was gonna be home and that I was gonna be able to focus on my YouTube and give you guys lots of videos. But then I discovered that I was essential, and that went out the window. And even though I work from home a few days out of the week, it still was hard to take care of those things in terms of work and maneuver life, and it pretty much became a lot for me. So I decided to just take a step back and focus on other things because 2020, especially the last few days, have been a very emotional couple of days. So I want to take a break from that and just get back to the things that I love and move on. So let's reflect on my 2020 goals and let's talk about 2021. The first goal that I had for 2020, which was literally my number one goal, was to get my driver's license. And on January 9th of 2020, I got my driver's license. And I must say, before I got my driver's license, because I had my permit for about 4 or 5 years, before I got my license, I didn't have a problem being a professional passenger seat driver. But once I got my license and once I started driving more and more, I realized that driving is very convenient. You know, living in New York City, yes, we have MTA, but a lot of the times MTA is not necessarily the most convenient, or MTA might not be working on your timing. So when you are able to drive and just hop on a car and just go about your business, it makes things a lot easy. Although parking is not, but driving is definitely convenient. The second main goal that I had for 2020 was to become a healthier version of myself. Back in 2017, I found out that I had PCOS. Now, when you are younger, you don't really take into account the seriousness of a lot of things, and that was one of the things for me. When I found out about PCOS, I was pretty much told, oh, you have a hormonal imbalance. You also grow cysts in your ovaries, and that might cause issues when it comes to your fertility. And when you are younger, especially if you are not considering becoming a parent or anything like that, those things are not as serious. At least it wasn't for me. But then as I get older and I would like to one day be a mom, you think about those things and shit gets real. But one of the things that I want to do for sure in the future is dedicate a video or several videos to PCOS because it's serious and I want to bring more awareness to it. And because of that, I'm not going to pay that much attention to PCOS in this video. But yeah, back in 2017, I found out that I had PCOS, and it was not until late 2018 and pretty much all through 2019 until now that I started to learn about the seriousness of the side effects of PCOS, and I realized that it also made it hard for me to lose weight. All my life, I had issues with my weight. Well, at least majority of my life. And ever since I decided to focus on trying to lose weight and be more confident and secure about myself, I was always wondering, why is it so hard for me to lose weight? I would go on diets, I would try different things, I would try to work out, but instead of losing weight, I would just gain muscle really quickly. And I was just wondering, like, what is going on? Am I doing something wrong? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want to blame me not being able to lose as much weight that I want on my condition, but I do understand how it has made it difficult. And the reason why I don't want to blame it just on PCOS is because I like food. I am a foodie. And although I like food, I have changed my eating habits a lot because also of PCOS. But becoming a healthier version of myself was from finding out about the severity of the side effects of PCOS, and not being able to lose weight have created some insecurities, which has also played into some self-esteem. I'm not saying I have like super low self-esteem, but my self-esteem, because of my insecurities, are not where I want them to be. And I realize that that is okay. And that's why becoming a healthier version of me is going to help, or is helping me with those things. Whew, that was only my second goal, and I'm already talking a lot. But let's get through the list. Next thing on my list was get a new job, save more, and jump my credit from good to excellent. And I feel like those things are pretty much self-explanatory. I wanted to get a new job or a different job for the monetary gain of things, because I wanted to be able to save more money, because in my mind I wanted to save a certain amount of money, which I am so glad that even though I didn't get a new job, I still managed to save the amount of money. And I will say this, being under quarantine helped with that a lot. When you are in quarantine, I'm already a homebody, but I do enjoy going out and doing certain things. But when you are forced to be home and you really don't have anything to do, you realize how much you spend on extracurricular activities. And that happened for me. So I was still able to save money, and I am glad that I was able to save the amount of money that I wanted to, and I plan on continuing to saving money more and more. And now with my credit, I want to jump my credit from good to excellent, because I do have future goals, and I know that having excellent credit helps a lot. And I didn't know the severity of credit or the seriousness of credit until I started teaching about it. It is part of my job description. I have to teach money management for work, and in order for me to teach about it, I had to learn about it. And although my credit was not terrible when I first started, knowing about it has helped a lot. And what pisses me off is that since November, I've been trying to make that jump. I'm literally 1 point away from jumping from good to excellent. And since November, even though I have been making activities on my cards and trying to play around with my credit to make that jump, it has not happened for me. So I just said, you know what, I'm very close. Whenever it happens, it will happen. So with that, it is what it is. I'll get there when I get there. My next goal was to focus on YouTube and upgrade my YouTube equipment. So when it comes to YouTube, I wanted to start YouTube to teach girls like me to do their makeup. Now, I am not just a makeup person. And I think I said this before. I don't just do makeup. Majority of the time I don't wear makeup. But I want to be able to represent myself more on YouTube, whether that's my cooking or talking about my culture or my country or whatever it is, or just things that are important to me. So I want to be able to focus and just do more things that represent me on my channel, not just cooking and makeup, but a lot more than that. And with me wanting to do more video, obviously I want to be able to put out quality videos, and that's why one of my goals have been to upgrade my YouTube equipment, which I have right now. My main focus is getting an upgraded camera, and I'm working towards that. It's gonna happen very soon. But yes, I have done that a lot. So a lot of my goals so far I have been accomplishing, which makes me very proud. Moving on, another goal that I have is to get closer to God. Now, I am not an extremely religious person. However, I grew up Catholic. I grew up going to church and all that stuff. I feel like when people think about religious people, they have a certain view. With me, getting closer to God is just me trying to be more spiritual and just me having a connection with God. And I have done that a lot. I don't feel comfortable attending a church that was not the one that I grew up in, which is back in Guatemala, but I did attend church back in early 2020 and it actually felt good. But me getting closer to God is just pretty much me having something to believe in, and that is also another thing that I did get to accomplish. Just doing simple things like giving thanks, or just crossing myself before I head out. Those are things that for me were important at one point, so I wanted to bring that back, and I have. Another goal that I had was to travel, and that was to at least travel to one place, which was my country. I have not been back in Guatemala since I believe 2012, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And one of my goals this year was to do that, but COVID happened. And although I plan on going to Guatemala in December because that is my favorite time to go, I didn't go, one, because I was a little bit scared of COVID, and also because of work-related and health-related things as well. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna put it off for another time, and I'll eventually go to Guatemala when it is a good time for me. Another goal that I have, and this is also another long one, is be more positive, expand your horizons, and focus on my happiness. I have realized that I tend to focus on other people when it comes to a lot of stuff, and that has been my downfall a few times. So now I decided that in order for me to be able to do more things or feel comfortable doing more things, I have to do what makes me happy. I have to do things for me, not to please other people. And I also have started to do that a lot, which honestly feels good. Another phone goal that I had for 2020 was to get more ink. I didn't get to do that because of COVID and tattoo parlors not being open. They are open now, obviously following protocol, but since it didn't happen in 2019, 2020, I definitely do plan on getting at least one tattoo in 2021. Since I am not going to be doing anything crazy for my birthday this year, I decided I'm going to treat myself to a tattoo. I have 2 tattoos, but I want a total of 7. And my plan for 2020 was to get 3 more tattoos, but that didn't happen. So this year I'm going to continue with that. I'm not going to stop until I get at least 5 tattoos, and that is just a personal preference for me. I know some people don't like tattoos, but me personally, I like tattoos and I want tattoos, so I'm going to do just that. Another goal that I had for 2020 was to go back to school, get some type of license in order for me to be able to create multiple streams of income for myself. So this idea came from pretty much me going to school for my bachelor's and feeling like me getting my bachelor's, I don't want to say it was wasteful because, because I have a bachelor's, I have a job right now. But you know what? Let me not even get into it because it could turn into a rant and I don't want to do that. But I did want to get some type of license, whether it is a cosmetology or cosmetology, right? Something like that. But I wanted to get some type of license, whether it's cosmetology or healthcare related, since I graduated with a bachelor's on healthcare management, because I want to be able to pretty much just level up and create multiple streams of income. Now that didn't happen. One, before COVID hit, I was going to a pretty much like a trade school to get some type of certificate, and on our last week of classes the city shut down, so we have not been able to complete the course, and I don't even know if it's still gonna happen. But I did begin that. It just didn't finish and I didn't get to, fulfill that aspect of things. Now, later on, I did decide to enroll into college for my master's program. I wasn't sure about it, but I heard on the radio about this college that offers an accelerated program where you can get your master's in 1 year instead of 2. Let me tell you, that did not work out for me, because the main reason why I didn't want to go back to school was the same reason why I had to withdraw from school. It was taking a lot of time and it was a lot. Trying to maintain a full-time job, trying to be a full-time accelerated student, it was a lot. So I had to make the best decision for me, which was to withdraw. And I will return to school when I feel like I'm ready. I just know for sure it's not going to be for my master's. If I decide to go back, it's going to most likely be for some type of license, whether it's to get a cosmetology type of license where I could do microblading or do certain things that I can be able to have like a hustle on the side to create multiple stream of incomes for myself. But I don't want to be specific because I do want to do those things probably 2021 or later on, but I don't want to toot my own horn. So let's keep it pushing with the goals. Last goal that I had for 2020 was to explore my love life. How did that go? I don't want to say not so great, but I also don't want to say that it went amazing. I just feel like, yes, I did tip my toe in the water, but I don't know. Okay, with me now being 26 years old, about to be 27 in about a week, I want to date with a purpose. I date with a purpose, but when you are a little bit younger, you do tend to date just to see what's out there. I still want to see what else is out there, but I do want to date with a purpose. And what I mean by that is I want to date. Yes, I want to see what's out there. However, my ultimate goal is to have a life partner, to hopefully create a family, or just have a person there that is my person. And I could probably dedicate a whole nother YouTube video to my love life or my love history and what I've learned. But I did start exploring my love life a little bit more. And it wasn't really successful, I feel like, because I wasn't 100% focused on it. And I will say this, I did have something else or someone else in mind. I have told you guys before that yes, I am single, but I am seeing somebody, kind of, sort of. It's so hard to explain, but I am dating somebody. Let me just say that. So it is hard for me to pursue something when my head is elsewhere or my heart is elsewhere. So I'm not going to go out there and date around until my head is free. So Yeah, so that's it for my 2020 goals. I think under the circumstances I did pretty good. Now for the exciting part, I feel like, since we left 2020 behind, let's talk about some of my 2021 goals.